What's up everyone, I'm Gushy and welcome to the channel. In Hogwarts Legacy, your player level is very important. The higher the level you are, you're able to fight higher level enemies, progress further into the story, but more importantly, are needed to unlock talents, which are basically secondary effects for things like your spells. Not only that, because Hogwarts Legacy is a loot based game, the higher the level you are, the higher level gear you get with better stats. So in this video, we're going to be going over the fastest way to get XP so you guys can level up and become a powerful witch or wizard. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the easiest and fastest way to get XP is through your field guide. This is one of the first things you get in the game as you explore different areas in the world, especially in Hogwarts. You can find pages for your field guide, which will then give you XP to level up. Now these pages that you can find around the world are acquired in several different ways, some easier than others, but always reward you with 80 XP. At first this may not sound like a lot, but especially early to mid game, several of these pages is enough to get you one level. Not only that, compared to other methods of XP, acquiring some of these pages only take a couple seconds. Now as mentioned before, there are several ways you can get pages for your field guide, which we'll go over all of these methods real quick. So first of all, these flying pages in the air. Once you get the spell Accio, which is one of the first missions in the game, here got it at level 3, you can see these flying pages around Hogwarts. Once you look in the direction of the pages and it highlights white, you can then use Accio and boom, easy 80 XP. In this room I found 2 flying pages, which is 160 XP in like 10 seconds. Keep this number in mind because I will be comparing it to other sources of XP later on in the video, just so you guys can compare and can kind of get a good understanding for your activity to XP ratio. Now another way you can get field guide pages are through pages placed in front of important points of interest. Once you get access to Hogsmeade, I found that almost every building in Hogsmeade has about one of these. As you get close to one of these points of interests, the field guide pages will be outlined in gold. Then once you use Revelio, which you get very early on into the game, the pages will then become active for you to interact with. There's definitely a bunch more in Hogwarts, but are definitely harder to find. So just as a pro tip, keep using Revelio as much as you can. Just look around you once in a while to see if you can find these field guide pages. Alright, there's one more way you can get field guide pages. It's definitely not as fast as these other ways, but definitely an easy task if you run into these objects. Okay, so the things you're going to be looking out for is these butterflies or moth things, or a mirror. The way that this works is that once you find the moth, you then have to cast Lumos, and then the moth will follow you. From there you have to guide the moth to the mirror. So there is a requirement to find both the moth and the mirror, and this is why I say it's kind of a pain sometimes. But once you reunite the two, cast Lumos again to turn off your light, and the field guide page will reveal itself. Again, compared to the other ways you can get field guide pages, this definitely takes a little bit longer. But on the flip side, it is easier to locate as the mirror and the moth appear when you cast Revelio. And because the mirror is pretty big, it's really hard to miss. Now as you're looking for these field guide pages, you can keep track on your progress of how many pages you've collected. If you just open up your map and look at the top right, you can see the total amount of field guide pages that you've found in each area. And this is important because they don't really show up on the map. As you can see in this clip, I have one right in front of me, and on the minimap this does not show up. So I'd say a downside of this method is that it's kind of hard to track and specifically farm for XP using this method, but is a good thing to look out for as you're traversing the world of Hogwarts Legacy. Alright, moving on. So the next source of XP that I want to go over are, of course, quests. Just like any other game, we got main quests and side quests. Without getting into specifics, main quests give you 260 XP, which is like 3 to 4 field guide pages, but main quests take a lot longer. Depending on the difficulty that you're playing on and what main quest you're doing, this could take all the way up to like 10 minutes. So definitely not the most efficient way to gain XP, but it is a decent chunk as you're just playing through the game. Now side quests on the other hand are a lot more efficient at gaining XP. Now depending on the type of side quest, you can get around 150 to like 180 XP. Definitely not as much as main quests, but the main difference is that they're a lot faster to do. I really don't want to go into quest details to spoil you guys, but to simplify things, side quests usually have you just going to a specific area, then talking to someone or fighting someone, and then just going back to the person that gave you the side quest, and that's pretty much it. As you explore more areas and unlock more flue powder locations so that you can fast travel, this makes doing side quests a lot faster. As I was playing through the game, I saved up all my side quests until level 10 and then just knocked out all of them in like 30 minutes. This shot me 5 to 6 levels, which again is an easy way to level grind. Now compared to the field guide method, the major benefit is that side quests show up on the map and the mini map. So side quests are very easy to locate and farm for XP. Once you go to the map, all you have to do is look for this icon, which will give you the locations for these side quest givers. I'd say side quests take around 5 minutes to complete, so again, not as fast as field guide pages, but because you can specifically locate these on the map, this makes it, I think, the second best way to efficiently get XP and level up. Moving on, the third best way to get XP in Hogwarts Legacy are through these things called Merlin Trials. I believe these are unlocked through the main quest line. So once you find this lady, she'll kind of introduce you to the mechanics of the Merlin Trials, which then you can find other trials all around Hogwarts Legacy. Now, just like the field guide pages, there are different ways to complete these trials, but it also has the benefits of side quests where they are located on the map. We'll go over the different ways to complete these trials, as well as which one I think is the fastest, and comparing the efficiency on how much XP you get. Alright, so as you get introduced to the Merlin Trials, you get the Maloswat leaves, and once you interact with the plate on the ground, the trial will start. In this example, you just have to light 3 of these pyres around the plate. The only hard part is finding these pyres. Sometimes they're hidden away, so just use Revelio to try to locate them. At this point in the story, you should have Incendio, so go a little bit closer to these pyres, light them up, and once you light 3 of them, that's pretty much it. Each Merlin trial gives you 80 XP, so same as the field guide pages, but with just a little bit more work. Moving on to the next type of Merlin trial. As you can see on the bottom left, they're marked by this feather looking icon, so definitely look out for them. For this one, instead of finding pyres around the plate, you'll find 3 more plates with 4 holes in them. Once you get to the plates with the 4 holes, use Revelio to then locate 4 stone spheres, which you have to put into those 4 holes. Once you locate the spheres, it's easiest to just use Accio to pull the spheres towards you and lead it towards the plate. Again, there are 3 plates where you have to fill the spheres in. They can be spread out just a little bit, so use Revelio to find them. The plates are really big, and all you have to do is find these spheres or the plate, and then they're pretty much close by each other. Alright, the last type of Merlin trial is one where you find a larger stone sphere, and all you have to do is get it into the hole, which again you can find pretty close by. Now, as simple as this sounds, it kind of takes a lot of work to find the correct angle to pull the sphere. Usually it's lodged in place somewhere, and you have to pull it at a very specific angle. But for the most part, a pretty simple task to do. With that, that's the 3 best ways that I found to gain XP in Hogwarts Legacy. If you guys found better ways, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. And if you found this video helpful, please drop a like and consider subscribing, as we'll be releasing a ton more content on Hogwarts Legacy. As always, thank you guys for watching. I hope to catch you in the next one, and GG.